Hey guys, my name is Priscilla Elias, and today I'll talk about something that seems to be a very common and frequent question among new photographers. Should I use presets or should I do my own edits? First of all, you know, right? Yeah, I would like to ask you that if you like this video, you will please hit the like button. If you go through this channel and you like it, that you will please subscribe to it. And also, if you want to be notified when I come up with new content, that you will click the little bell down here as well. I've been releasing new videos every Wednesday and every other Sunday, so it's really important to me that you will help me keep creating that content by taking these little tiny, small, simple actions. It will be enormously, grandly, very big, highly appreciated. That's it. To use presets or not? That is the question. I think I see this question at least once a week in different photography groups and forums I'm part of. I don't know if everybody asks themselves this question at some point, but I'm sure I also did when I started shooting. You look at all those beautiful photos from other photographers, who by the way usually sell presets, and you think, if I can get to this result with just the click of a button, why will I bother learning how to edit from zero? The point is, if you've ever tried using any presets, you probably already know by now that that's not exactly how it works. The editing you find wonderful on someone's photos won't necessarily look the same on your photo. As a matter of fact, it most possibly won't look nearly the same on your photo, unless you have some basic editing skills already. Yeah, that's it. Sorry to frustrate you, but the truth is, even if you're buying presets, if you want to have amazing edits, you'll have to learn some about the editing process anyway. The reason for that is simple. If you apply a preset to a photo that has a lot of blues and whites, for example, it won't look the same as if you apply the same preset to a photo that has a lot of greens and reds. If you apply a preset that works for an underexposed photo, it won't look the same as it will if you apply the same preset to a photo that is overexposed. Meaning you will have to do some editing yourself no matter what. And you will only know how to do that correctly and what works with what if you have an understanding of basic color and light editing. It is important that you know what happens if you bring up or down the luminance, the saturation, the hue of a specific color. It is important that you understand what the clarify feature does to your photo, the exposure, the contrast, the highlights, the shadows, and more than that, how they work together and how they balance each other in order for you to be able to have your own editing just on point. So by now you're probably wondering, wouldn't I just be better off editing from zero then? Well, it's really up to you. I myself bought a couple of presets when I first started, and nowadays I hardly ever use them. And the reason for that is, by the time you're good enough to make adjustments to your presets in a way any photos you apply them to will look good, you will probably also be good enough to do your own editing from zero. And yeah, you will have different opinions on this. Many people use presets and edit from there, but when I edit a photo, unless I have a sequence of photos taken in a same location with a similar light, I usually start the editing from zero, because different photos will demand different amount of adjustments to each setting to get a result that will bring them to a specific look. And I just find it easier to be able to see how the edit gradually builds up. If I use a preset, it adds all the settings to my photo at once, and I think it's harder to understand what specific setting needs to be changed. When I change them one by one, I have an exact idea of what each setting is doing to my photo, and therefore it's easier for me to undo changes or to do further adjustments to settings I previously changed. Now, if I edit the photos from a wedding, for example, I usually edit the first photo from the ceremony, that's usually from a church. Then I edit the first photo from the portrait session, that is usually taken outdoors. And finally, I usually edit the first photo from the party that frequently has a very different light. To bring identity to the photos and make them look like they're part of the same album and session, I need to know how to play with the editing settings, because if I want my photos to have this warm and faded feel, for example, I need to be able to balance that according to the ambience, to the light, and to the colors from each place I shoot. But how do you learn these things? How do I understand how to get good at editing? I started by watching some editing tutorials on YouTube with different editing styles, and in a couple of months I could understand exactly what each setting did to my photo. So I'll leave a link to the video where I do 2 of my editings from 0 up here and down here, because I truly believe that it will help you to start understanding some about how each editing setting works and how they affect your photos. Other than that, what I can tell you is practice, practice, practice. The more you edit, the faster you get the eye for it. And once you get the eye for it, in no time you'll be doing amazing editings. I hope this video helped you to make up your mind on whether or not to use presets and how to know. Try it yourself. If you don't try it, you'll never know what works best for you. Also, please let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down here. And if there's something else you would like to know about editing, drop me a line down here also, and maybe very soon I can do a video talking about that specific topic you suggest. I would really like to know what you have in mind and if this content is helping you or not. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!